Hey guys, welcome to Power to the Flower. Kara here. It is about 4:40 p.m. on February 16th, and I thought I'm sitting here enjoying the patio. This is what it's looking like. Pretty good, I would say, in some spots. In other spots, less good. Do you want to take a tour? Let's walk around. Our heuchera, or coral bells, is an evergreen. So it's looking great, and so it turns a little fall color here. In the winter, which adds for some interest. This is a Vinca minor. To be honest, not as strong as I expected, but it is also an evergreen, so that's a trailing evergreen for you. Then we have our amazing succulents, which in our zone grow in the winter time for the most part. So this window box has mostly aeoniums, different sorts of aeoniums, which generally are these kind of trunk forming succulents. Merlot, this one is kiwi. I want to say this is something saucer. This is jolly, green, sunburst. You get the idea. A wonderful, colorful area that I just love so much. Over here, I recently replanted these. The ivy is left over from 2 seasons ago. I've just added some new impatiens. They're going to be almost like trees, 5 feet high by 6 feet wide. Pink blossoms in spring and fall. Let's see what happens. I mean, impatiens are not supposed to winter over here, but I was thinking perhaps it might do okay against this wall because it keeps the heat. We also have some fuchsias, and I just added this oxalis as a fun ground cover that's called Plum Crazy. Then moving up here, this is another impatien called Argut, 2 feet high and 4 feet wide, spring and fall, stems hanging. So what I'm hoping is this is gonna just come right over. Our creeping Jenny has started to return for this season. Again, 2 amazingly colorful baskets of succulents. Those are from Home Depot. Just popped them right up there. It's definitely been hit by the frost. I think, again, I added some fertilizer, but you can see on the inside where the plant was probably warmer, it's greener. So I think all this discoloration is probably from the cold. We have our Boston ferns, which also are zone 10, I believe, or zone 9B here. So some discoloration, but still looking awesome. And I recently planted this lower section of bed with amethyst mist heuchera and some ogon grass. I've added a few new things in this bed, which will be fun to see, including 2 roses. The lemon tree is fruiting, looking awesome. I've just recently trimmed all of my roses. I hope you saw that video. And I moved them over here because this corner gets a little more sun, and I think that they'll be a little bit happy. We have our perennial pots. I've added just a bunch of violas too. It's just happy. So this is actually an osteospermum. This is a salvia. I believe this is a calibrachoa. Here is some leftover dichondra. We have 2 new clematises, or old clematises, coming back. I just purchased this gigantic elephant ear from Costco. Let's see how it does, but doesn't it look so beautiful? Jack Frost Brunnera returning, and this is a Shasta daisy and also a clematis returning. And another aeonium. We've got our roses. This was Cinco de Mayo coming back. This is Salvia Merlot and another Shasta daisy called Real Neat. It didn't bloom last year. This whole pot was just completely engulfed in plants, and it got quite a lot of shade. So we'll see what happens. I think right here, this is Rudbeckia Solar Eclipse. And also in here is this one that I don't know how to pronounce, Blue Horizon. This one ended up growing quite big and up over here. Oh, look at what happened. in my other, this is another perennial bed. The squirrels have been active. There is a beautiful white dahlia in here, and also a cup and saucer vine that I'm hoping will return. Those two are calibrachoas. All right, so all the perennial pots are the same. This is our climbing rose, strawberry hill climber. I've pulled all of the wood from the bottom and tried to make it go as horizontal as possible. This is a beautiful purple princess flower, or Tibicina or Villiana. I think it's so pretty. It's got furry leaves that turn red as they get older. Oh, we even have one bloom here. When it's in bloom, it's just gorgeous. It grows up to 8 feet tall, so eventually it'll be a nice tree in this corner. The last couple days, I did finally put some water to this bed, so I did make a little bit of progress. This is a peony coming back from last season. Osteospermum in the ground, going bonkers, ready to start blooming. Here is the same one. It's called Voltage White, one of my favorites. And also I had planted some of these daffodils last season and kind of forgot, so that was fun, surprised to see them coming up. The part that I'm really enjoying over here is this wall that we built up a year ago, and I've planted geraniums all along here. These are different varieties of ivy geraniums. Geraniums are just like succulents, like you can see. This one's not looking so good because it's a cutting. I just snipped off some of the geranium and stuck it in the ground, and now it's growing, you know, and it takes a second, but that's how all of these, except for two, started. They were all cuttings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was an original, and I think that one was an original. It's a great plant. This plant right here is Naked Lady Lilies. They, in the summer, have a single pink bloom, but then in the winter have these beautiful strappy leaves that kind of look like agapanthus. And this pot I planted, I think in October or November, with Bacopa and Angel Wings Senecio. Lasted beautifully through the winter. There's another one up there. And finally, this beautiful centerpiece. This is a year-old succulent arrangement that's really grown nicely together. This is one of my favorite. It's called Ruby Slippers, and I just love the color. And it's this piece that's kind of growing like a spider. So it's kind of grown out and in with all the other succulents, and you can see it around the side as well. It's added a lot of color, and I really, really love it. I just wanted to share a little bit of the evening garden with you here in mid-February. Maybe give you a little idea of what you could be planting in your yard to keep it looking good all year round. All right. Also sharing with you a little bit about the part that doesn't look good, because it can't always look good, right? Or at least not at my house. So let's bring some reality to our situation. We have beauty. We have the to-do list. Let's enjoy what we have. I hope you can too. Bye.